Everybody, and thank you for coming this morning to this year's National Honor Society induction ceremony. My name, of course, is Mark Fontenot. You all know me as the soon-to-be retired science teacher who sort of feels like he's graduating with some of the graduates this year. Back that long time ago when I was in high school, I think it was that I was voted least likely to be caught dead in a tie. And this happened, so you'll see who I give the tie away to after our ceremony today. It's a very special person. Talk to you a little bit about what the National Honor Society is, for starters. It is a nationwide organization started over a century ago by a man whose name I can no longer recall. He was a very important and special person. He decided it was important in the early days of the growth of high schools to recognize and promote the four traits that are today called the pillars of the Honor Society, and recognize students for excellence in scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And you're going to hear those words over and over today. For one, because there'll be speeches made by some of my current members. To be eligible to apply for membership in the Honor Society, you just need to have excelled in school to the degree that you have a 3.4 or higher cumulative grade point average over 3 semesters here at Haines High School. And then you get an application packet in which you are prompted to write some essays that would provide evidence of your service, leadership, and character. And those essays and applications are then reviewed by a faculty committee of 5 who have come to know you well enough to make a careful judgment of whether you have exemplified those standards to the rigorous levels that are expected by the NHS. It is a very stringent standards. The decisions made are very difficult, and often less than half of those that apply are accepted on a given year. Many are told what areas of growth they can work on for a reapplication the following year, and I would encourage those that applied this year and were not selected to try again next year, work on the areas of growth that you were advised to, and show that at all times, in all places, no matter who's looking. So requirements once you're a member are to show up to meetings and to continue to uphold those standards. And each student individually must log 25 service hours and record volunteer service that they did, meaning not for pay, around school, in the church, in the neighborhood, wherever it might be, 25 of those. And then as a group, we have a group service project every year. This year's service project was the Pennies for Patients fundraiser for childhood patients with leukemia. And we're proud to say that we raised, mostly with Jerry's help, $411 to donate to the Foundation for Childhood Leukemia. That was our project this year. We had hoped that perhaps we might get out to do some trail maintenance and trail improvement, outdoor stuff. Hasn't been a very nice winter for that. It's only now starting to even seem a little bit like spring. So we didn't get around to that yet. All of my students, though, did take part in the community cleanup effort, as did most of you, I think. So that's great. I'll start now by recognizing our current membership, starting with the graduating seniors. Our president is Hannah Boron, and so because she's the president, she gets this cool little torch, dingly-dangly thing. There's probably a word for it. Insignia, maybe? And that she can affix to her membership pin if she chooses, or keychain, or wherever that should be. Her sister Haley Boron is an existing member and a graduate. Our vice president is Isela Miramontes. She gets the little gavel because she slams that down and keeps us in line at our meetings, right? I think I remember that happened. Our treasurer this year is Mr. Mark Davis. He gets the little key to the lock where all of our vault, where all of our money is kept. He knows at all times how much money we have. Deutschmark, Swiss francs, and Bitcoin. And finally, our secretary this year has been Natalie Javins, so she gets a little quill like people used to use to write. They dip it in the ink. It's a feather, but we call it a quill. And that's for you. So I'd also like to pass out at this point, assuming that being such responsible people, you won't lose them. The graduates get to wear these honor cords over their gowns at graduation. And so I can model that a little bit. Yeah. If you're a graduating member, one of those is for you. Carrying on then with our current members, our treasurer is Mark Davis. Treasurer is Mark Davis, Eli Williamson, and Carson Krieger.
High school students, please gather in the open area. Thank you.
One of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society the 5th pillar should be punctuality. That's why I started right on time, but our principal. Now she is. So other members that graduate are Carson Krieger, Lydia Andreessen, and then the only non-grads are our juniors Avery Williamson and Natalie Jobbins. And now for the reason we're here, our new inductees for next year are 1 junior, soon to be senior, Sadie Anderson. The rest are sophomores, soon to be juniors, and they are Allison Benda, Mr. Luke Davis. This chair with no one in it is there in honor of Mackenzie Dryden, who was also selected but could not make it. To the ghost of Mackenzie is Avery Getchell. Please, Grace Longodinas. So I've asked the current members to prepare short speeches to remind the inductees and you in the audience of the meaning and the value of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
Scholarship. The National Honor Society requires a minimum GPA of 3.4 for 3 consecutive semesters. There's a common misconception about the purpose of this requirement. Scholarship is not a measure of intelligence, but rather of dedication. Anyone can study hard and receive an A, but only the passionate do. All of these inductees have demonstrated this dedication. I would like to praise you all for your hard work. Congratulations on maintaining this requirement. Scholarship.
Service. When I first wrote about service, I wasn't quite sure what to say. I wrote about the selflessness that we acknowledge in people, because selflessness was all I understood of service. Although I eventually found an understanding that worked for me, I've realized that I'm still in the process of understanding what it is. When we talk of service, we tend to mention it in a general sense. To give service is to put others before yourself. That we take the time to give to others, but of course it's not just about what others do. Service goes deeper. It's who you are when no one is asking anything of you. It's choosing to be helpful when it isn't always comfortable or convenient. To look at service another way, we can think of it as playing a role. Living with service can often mean being aware of things that need to be done and who needs them done and what you can do. While I may not quite articulate an exact definition for you, I'm confident that we know enough of service to recognize it when we see it in others. In our school, I see many people around me who demonstrate service, and today it pleases me to recognize a few of them. Service.
Leadership. Leadership is not restricted to political scenes and CEO positions. We see leadership every day through simple acts like helping appear with homework or holding a door for someone else. Leadership manifests itself in how we treat others. Whether you realize it or not, each act of service you do influences how witnesses of your deed act as well. And a chain reaction occurs as more and more follow your example. Leading is not a one-sided act either. One has to recognize needs and fill them with confidence, kindness, and most importantly, trust. Being a leader does not simply mean you have authority over others. It is about making decisions for the sake of others and imparting your knowledge to them to hopefully make a positive difference in their lives. Leadership.
is a word we commonly find when we talk about movies or books. But in reality, character is in everyone around us. For real life, these words also pertain true. Character does talk about the kind of person you are. But it can also describe one's personality, looks, as well as the way they carry themselves. Things like striving to push yourself far in life, helping others, growing mentally and physically, and the things you choose to do with your time, and the way that you build yourself. Music, sports, reading, and other activities are all examples, as well as just about anything you could think of. Everyone has character, because everyone pushes themselves in one way or another. And to push yourself that way really shows that you have good time control, and you can focus the time that you have on developing yourself as a person. Not only to enjoy things and your time, but also to better yourself and others. Having initiative like this can really show character. Character.
And now, our NHS Vice President, Gisela Miramontes, will lead the inductees in reciting the Pledge of Membership for the Torch Chapter of the National Honor Society. If you'd stand and raise your right hand.
I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society. Repeat after me. Sorry. Repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society.
I pledge myself to uphold the
National Honor Society.
To which I have been selected.
To which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school.
I will be loyal to my school.
And will maintain and encourage.
And will maintain and encourage.
The high standards of scholarship.
High standards of scholarship.
Service.
Service.
Leadership and character.
Leadership and character.
Congratulations, guys.
And now our president will pass out the new members' membership pins and cards. The card is expected to be carried on your person at all times. Approved membership. Thank you and congratulations.
Usually we shake hands, we'll just move on.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, Mount Mackenzie. She's there.
Appreciate having you guys.
Our first meeting will be Friday at lunch. I'll send you an email as well, but that's when we'll get together as a new larger group. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for applying. Thank everyone who applied, accepted or not, and we'll see you later.
But